Hello, welcome to another midweek conversation at First Baptist Sweetwater. We're in Studio A. I'm Jerry Hendricks. I'm here with Teak Hamilton, and Teak, I can't see you.
It's kind of chilly in here. We don't have the fireplace.
I know. Well, we're back in studio today. We're podcasting on Monday, trying something a little different for our schedule and seeing how that works for us. But
Worked last week.
it worked just great.
That's good. So I bet it'll work great this week.
I think so. Man, we had a fantastic day yesterday.
We did. I told my parents and Stacy's sister, we talked about it, that it was just a really great day in general. The Pops did a great job, and they sang loud, and it felt like, and I told them this, it felt like a Hallmark movie channel. And I don't even watch those.
Man, we haven't talked that much about this, but you've not brought those words up.
Right, and I was thinking about that on the way home last night, that I haven't brought up that you shouldn't use a cross to decorate at Christmas either. So I'll say that for next week.
That's good.
But yeah, Hallmark movie channel. It felt like kind of that atmosphere. I expected to walk outside and have snow on the ground. But thank you, Texas, for not having snow on the ground.
Oh, so true. Well, so yesterday, we had Sweetwater High School Pop Sensations, and Jenny Doggett has been leading our worship through the Advent season. Right. And this is something we've been talking about for a good while. And then we knew we wanted to make some changes this year musically in our worship service. And, I kept talking about the Sundays you don't want to miss. And we don't do that.
Right.
And maybe I've said that numerous times, but if we say it's a Sunday you don't want to miss, you probably ought to believe us.
Yeah.
We've only done that maybe twice.
Right.
Since we've been here. And
the people that were here said they were right.
Oh, yeah.
We were right on both of those.
It was, I think looking back on it, because I had concerns about it because it was so different for us and how it would come off, how we would respond, but it just seemed natural.
Yeah.
And Jenny did a great job in leading her kids and getting the stage ready and the mics and everything else.
And the Pops were sensational.
They were sensational. Shout out to all those guys that were a part of that. So a really good day of worship, second Sunday of Advent. And, just a really good time.
It's the peace candle, right?
Correct.
Yep. Next week is love, but no joy.
Yes, we keep.
This one.
I get frustrated that I've been doing this long enough. I don't know why I don't remember them.
It's the only way Hope's easy. It's the first one.
I mean, is this okay for us to be this vulnerable about this?
Yeah. The pink one's joy. But the other two I always flip. I feel like love should come first, but it never does. But I mean, that's not my tradition, I guess. So I think we talked about we're doing it a little bit different way. We're doing the characters of the story version. So you've got the prophecy candle, the Mary candle,
in the student area.
Been really good. Yeah, in the student area, and it's been really fun to be able to tell the story that way because we're focusing on a different part in the Bible study part, so that still tells the story of Christmas.
Right. It's and as I was talking thinking through this yesterday after our service, that this is the first time that I've spoke this much during Advent, because we normally would have 2 choir presentations, and everything really was centered around those performance pieces rather than having a message or really much congregational singing.
Right. And I like it, which you always say, Advent is about the music or Christmas about the music. And so I don't think we've sacrificed anything because of how well we've developed these 4 Sundays with the music we're doing and how we're doing it. Because there's still like at least 2 really good weeks coming up, and one that was probably can't miss. Right. Sunday that we really are focused on the music, and we didn't lose anything by moving a program out.
No.
And one of the reasons we did that is because we have anniversary Sunday, so that would typically be a musical Sunday.
And so Sunday we'll have the choir, our worship choir, will be singing 1 or 2 pieces, and then we may have another presentation as well. It is our anniversary weekend, and one of the things that came up, or the word that we've kind of built things around recently, not just for Sunday, but is the word generations.
Right.
So we were asking people to bring a family photo to the church office so that we can create a backdrop for photos and other opportunities for our social media. And
Right.
we were blessed this morning by
Yes, we
several
were.
photos from the Harmony class.
Yep.
And
they were fun to see those.
oh, it was and what was fun was Barbara Williams told us the story that went
Right.
with them,
Right.
and that made it real special. And so I think there's ways as we think about this, our generations, not just generations past, but our generations future. There's a lot of things that we can share together. And so this Sunday, you'll see that demonstrated in the different parts of our worship, from the candle lighting and scripture reading to the choir pieces and some recognitions. And so I'm real excited about it. I've enjoyed, because we worked on these. We have been talking about some of these things for over a year. But more specifically, as we got to focusing, like having the sensations or the pop sing, we've been talking about that for over a year. But
Right.
for sure, following Advent last year, thinking, okay, we need to zero in on this opportunity. But as we've planned with Jenny and done our own planning week to week, we've tried to find different ways and different things to express our worship during this Advent season. And so really excited about the way that it's developing. It is awkward, seems to me, that Advent closes out. When I say closes out, our fourth Sunday of Advent is the 19th of December.
Yeah, it feels like it's earlier this year.
and I guess next year will be the earliest it can be. But we have candlelight worship again this year, and we'll do it. I think we learned a lot last year. We still haven't put all of the specific pieces together on what we want that to look like. But man, I felt like so many other things during COVID years and our COVID adjustments, we really hit on something last year that was really good.
Yeah, we did several special parts of that were really family oriented because we kind of had to be at that time, and I thought it added a new depth element, I guess, to it that really brought families together at that time. Which usually I kind of, and I don't have kids, but I kind of feel like Christmas Eve service scares families with children because like their biggest worry is my little kid's gonna have that candle. They're not worried about what the kid might like burn themselves. They're just wondering, will they drop it and catch the church on fire? So I wonder if that's going through parents and it's not so silent of a night in their head. But I love those moments and just seeing like the kids looking at the flames and stuff like that. And we still had those elements that day because of the way orchestrated with lighting the candles and stuff. So that was fun. And you mentioned the pictures. It's not too late to bring pictures up, right?
It's not too late to bring pictures. Even if you bring them Sunday, we can get them up. We'd rather have them before then. And those will be in our media reminders in our newsletter this week.
Did you have a favorite Harmony class picture that they brought up? Because I know I did.
Which one was that?
It was the one of Wendell.
Oh, Wendell Williams was teaching.
Nope.
No?
He was teaching through service. Y'all need to ask Barbara about that one.
Yes. We'll just leave that out there for some conversation. But
we're going to get copies of that picture.
If you'd like to guess what Wendell might have been doing, go ahead and put that in the comments. And that'll be fun for us to think about. But that was really good. And then we've received some others that are going to be a part of that as we think about generations. There are two families in our church that have deep roots here. That's the Squires family, and so Melody would have been, I believe, third generation, from her family line, and then Larry May would be second generation because his grandchildren are sixth generation. Is that right? Or is he third also?
I think he would be third also.
Or
he just
fourth.
had one more. Because it's his kids and he doesn't have great grandkids.
We need someone that's good with math here.
So first, second, third. He'd be third.
Okay.
But he has 6 generations and Melody has 5 generations. And so that's really... And I was talking to, I think it was Jenny, Melody's daughter, and said that Melody's grandmother helped lay the cornerstone of the church. And you think about we're 140 years old.
Right.
You can't imagine that there's still someone that has that kind of connection. But that's kind of like small town culture. You've got some of those things that trace back, and it's fun to hear those stories.
Yeah, it is. And I think hopefully we can find ourselves sharing stories just throughout the year, but in particular as we approach this next weekend and we'll hear some during the weekend. It's going to be a fun time for us to remember and to look forward.
Yeah, definitely.
So we will be lighting the Advent candle, and the message will be built around that to a large degree, to the greatest part. But then also some of it will be some thought, some reflection and some thought about our history and the generations that have influenced where we are today and what that might look like in the future. So it'll be good.
I love the Advent candle because it's like that it tells a story, and it's one of the most visual symbols we have. We talk about bells and stars and all that, but the Advent candle is one of the things that for me I really enjoy. And so I love how last week we had Glenn and Laura up there lighting it, and just seeing the different people light and read scripture. It's one of my favorite parts of the service. So I'm glad that it's going to be centered around that. I think that's really cool.
Yeah, well, it will be fun, and we look forward to seeing you there on Sunday. We have a big barbecue dinner this Saturday. We have over 100, I think, that have registered for that. So that's going to be a fun thing.
And it'll be at the Wasp Museum.
At the Wasp Museum.
Not here at the church.
Correct. You are correct. Okay. But anyways, it's been good to be a part of your midweek. We look forward to having this conversation every week. Teek and I do, and we're glad that we're able to share that with you guys. Be sure and check us out on Sunday. Be here if you can. It's going to be at 10:30 for our morning worship time. If you can't be here, you can for sure check us out on our live stream on Facebook and YouTube.
See you then.